Hello, it's Garrick from Yarra Ranges Life TV, and today I'd like to talk about the magnificent Hakea family, the Hakea genus. And in the Yarra Ranges we have at least 4 Hakea that naturally occur in an area. Here in my hand here we have Hakea nodosa, the yellow Hakea, and one of the magnificent features of this great plant is it's flowering at a time of year when not many native plants are in flower. And we can see here the very dense flowers that occur all the way across the plant. What do those flowers provide? They provide nectar and amounts of pollen for a range of native animals. They provide for butterflies, insects. They also provide for many of our nectar-feeding birds. But there's more. Hakeas provide, when they mature, when these flowers mature, they provide woody fruits, which provide essential food, essential seeds for a yellow-tailed black cockatoos. And this is something that is disappearing from the Yarra Ranges over time, because these plants naturally in the wild are actually germinate following bushfires. And as we obviously recognise that bushfires are a threat to where we live, increasingly we're having large areas of bushland that are not burnt, or areas that are around where we live in our suburbs, they're not burnt. And so these plants, as they age, they're dying off, and there is a very limited amount of germination of new young Hakeas to replace the old plants. So in your back garden, in your front garden, and even on your nature strip, have a think about planting Hakeas to provide that essential source of nectar, pollen, but also to provide the essential seeds, very important for a great range of our naturally occurring local fauna. Another variety of Hakea is that we have it throughout the Yarra Ranges, and it's relatively common, is Hakea ulacina, furze Hakea. And you can sort of see how this is very different than the yellow Hakea. It's very dense, quite dense. And it's along with most of the Hakeas, it's very important for small birds to be able to nest in there. And these dense leaflets here, they actually provide a very safe environment for birds to nest in. But we can also see one of the other benefits that Hakea provide, the lovely woody fruits that they have. And you ask yourself, how do animals, does that help the local native fauna? Well, these woody fruits are taken by the yellow-tailed black cockatoos, and who actually use with their hooked beaks, they actually split them open and take the seed from the centre of the fruit. And you'll see here that we have examples of elsewhere on the plant where in fact the fruit has opened up. Sorry about that. You can see where the fruit has opened up. Such as here. And what the yellow-tailed black cockatoos do is actually then separate the fruit out into its halves and consume the seed and move on. And so at the end of the day, when you've had a flock of yellow-tailed black cockatoos here, you look at the bottom of the plant, you'll see a whole number of these seed pods have been fractured and opened on the ground as evidence that there's been yellow-tailed black cockatoos coming to this plant. And so if you want to encourage birds like yellow-tailed black cockatoos to your garden, have a think about planting more than one of these. We need a number of these Hakeas, whether it's Hakea nodosa, whether it's Hakea ulacina, and another Hakea which we'll see in a moment. Try and think about multiple numbers, and then you'll find that within a period of even 18 months to 2 years, when these start fruiting, you'll have those beautiful birds, exceptional birds of the Yarra Ranges in your garden, along with all the butterflies and insects that pollinate the flowers. And now we're actually looking at one of the varieties of Hakeas in the Yarra Ranges, and that's the magnificent Hakea decurrens. Hakea decurrens is a plant that actually, again, a little bit more uncommon in some parts of the Yarra Ranges, particularly the bad areas. It really likes the sort of foothills of the Yarra Ranges. And again, it's in common with the other Hakeas that we've been talking about. It provides those lovely fruits for the yellow-tailed black cockatoos. It provides lots of nectar-producing flowers. But of course, the interesting thing is that while some of the Hakeas been flowering at this time of year, this Hakea actually flowers at other times of the year. So the benefit of different Hakeas in your garden is flowering at different times of the year, so providing greater opportunities for that local native fauna to actually come into your garden. Again, notice the habit of this plant, nice and dense, so it encourages birds to actually nest in there, but also it provides opportunities for birds that are insect feeders to come along and flitter through this dense foliage to actually find the insects which sustain their life. So this is a plant that provides for insect feeding birds, this is a plant that provides for nectar feeding birds and for seed eating birds. What a wonder of nature. I've enjoyed today talking about the range of some of the Hakeas that exist in the Yarra Valley, and I've enjoyed this segment of Eco Life, Yarra Ranges Eco Life in Yarra Ranges Life TV, and I look forward to looking at the other magnificent features of our magnificent Yarra Ranges